Hey everybody, it's Kimberly and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a story time for you and also take down my hair. I want to talk about my most recent salon experience to trim my natural hair, which usually involves at the salon them having to blow dry it out and or straighten it and then to get a trim, because I very rarely trim my hair. I go about once a year, which is probably not good, but I'm working on getting better at that. But after this recent experience, I don't know. So let's get into that story. My hair I wore overnight. This is from that Diva Curl Wash and Go. After I did the wash and go, I took my hair and did some twists all around. I never last too long in a wash and go because with my thick hair, I don't want to have too many tangles. So as you've seen in my other videos, I twist my hair, and then to elongate it, I do 2 giant twists all the way down to the back for some stretching so that it can have some length, and then I usually just take it down. So a good experience of when I've had my hair straightened was 2 years ago. I went to, or actually no, last year, because it's still 2018. So last year I went and got my hair trimmed at Jrs Hair Salon for hair rolls in the city, and that went really well. They blow dried and straightened it and trimmed it, and it came out great. And then they washed it, and that's how I got my one and only amazingly defined wash and go that I always reference back to. So they did that all for me. And it came out great. My hair was nice and healthy and long, but the reason why I didn't return there, it's expensive. It was over $100. I know some people, that's not a lot. It was like 100 something. And yes, that's possible, but for me and my hair, and knowing that all I really wanted out of it was a trim, I didn't feel like I wanted to do that. I didn't want to spend that again. I'm trying to save money and cut corners and not be spending all the time, and to drop all that amount of money was just, I didn't want to do it. So now I'm just going to put it back into a bun or a ponytail. So I was looking in the city, and then I was like, well, let me just go local to where I live. I'm just getting a trim, no biggie. So yeah, I'll just wear that out for the day. Depending on the salon, you have questions of whether it's going to be good or not. I have gotten my hair straightened and trimmed before at a salon in the city called Eddie Jrs. Uptown. Anybody from New York? Eddie Jr. Salon. I highly recommend that, and that's probably the only place I recommend going forward, other than Dickies if you want to spend that kind of money. But Eddie Jr.'s, it's on Madison Avenue somewhere, is the greatest. My sister recommended it to me. I've always liked them. I decided to just go to a nearby salon from my house, and this is Dominican Salon. I've been there before in the past, and I just thought, you know what, if I go in very direct and I say what I want, I will get what I want. I went in and I said, I need a trim. I need a trim. I don't want you to straighten it. I don't want her to send it to the dryer. Okay, cool, great, we're good. So I go, and they lead me to the back, and it's somebody's daughter. And I'm like, okay, well, she obviously grew up in the salon. Like, she's like 13, or she looked kind of big. She was like maybe 15. And she's gonna wash my hair. And I'm like, well, you know what? There's no chemicals involved. So if it was her trying to relax my hair, you know, then I'd be a little bit like, But I was like, let me entertain this for a bit. She's talking to me. She's nice, whatever. So where things started to go south was when they asked me about a deep conditioner. Now, I was like, you know what? It's been a while. I don't really deep condition my hair. I should. I end up not, because at home, I don't want to get out the shower, deep condition, and then get back in the shower. I know. I cut corners. I'm working on it. Anybody got a deep conditioner that they love? Maybe that only requires like a couple of minutes, maybe like 5 minutes or so. Either way, comment down below if you have a deep conditioner that you love and swear by, because I should definitely be using one. Anyway, they asked me if I want like a hot oil treatment or something else. And I was like, well, I mean, for $10 more, and this is already going to be a little bit less, let me get this hot oil treatment, because I know what's coming next. I know that they're going to try to blow out my hair, and if it's not detangled enough, we're going to have trouble. I have very thick type 4 hair. So I go and I sit there, they wrap it in plastic, they put this hot oil treatment, whatever. We go back so that she can wash it out, and I'm like, she should pretty much be able to like slide her fingers through. She's combing it out and she's getting nowhere. And I'm starting to wonder, like, why is my hair not detangling? Why is she struggling? Like, she's combing it a little bit and I'm like, we're gonna have a problem going forward. I'll never know what was in that hot oil treatment, if it even was a hot oil treatment. I think they mix-ish up. I think she messed up. I don't know. Whatever I was given didn't do a thing. So now imagine, I'm going from that washing, conditioning, deep condition, to the next step is to blow out my hair. I go to the chair. It's now switched over to her mom. She's cool, whatever. And they're starting, and I know it's done. I just feel my hair being tugged and pulled, and I'm just sitting there like, assertive versus aggressive. Let's figure this out. She had some kind of brush that I was like, this is a brush that's not gonna get through my hair. Like, I need, like, it was just like laying over the top, not doing anything. And I was like, we're not gonna get anywhere. We're not gonna. So I spoke up and I was like, you have a Denman brush or something like that's gonna detangle. 5 minutes later, this other woman comes around with a Denman brush and I was like, yes, you know what I'm talking about. Like, come on, like, we're in a salon. Y'all been here for years now. Like, they're spraying stuff on my hair to try to, it's probably like trying to, like, a detangler or whatever, some water and some sort of, I think it's water and conditioner that they use. So I do appreciate their efforts, but it was just tugging. And when I say their efforts, it's because now I had two people in my hair. Two people in my hair just tugging back and forth, including the person that was sitting behind the desk checking in. So they had to bring in the forces. And so I'm just sitting there just thinking, like, my hair is being ripped. How did I get here? This is what happens when you cut corners. At the very least, my saving grace was getting the Denman brush. Things got a little bit better. But I'm watching, and that's another thing. When the girl was detangling my hair in the washing area, she was starting at the top. And I had to be like, I said, could you start from the bottom, please? Like, could you go from the bottom and work your way up? Because you're just yanking. And so she did eventually change over and do that. But that's something I noticed. If someone is ever detangling your hair and they're starting from the top, honey, it's a wrap. You're done. I'm annoyed because I'm trying to figure out what the heck was put in my hair. It wasn't a Texlox or anything like that. My hair is fine. But what kind of treatment was put in my hair that it provided nothing in terms of being easily more manageable. What I would have liked in that scenario, just slow down. I got all day. I know some people are in a rush, but with my hair, I have all day. So let's go section by section and let's slow down so we're not breaking the hair. As she's blow drying, I feel the tangles and I'm just like, what can I do? I was like, well, I can't walk out because I didn't get my trim yet, and that's kind of what I really want. I said, I'm not about to leave without that trim. That's what I need. Like, that's why we're here. So I'm just like, let's just get through this and we'll just keep praying. It's Sunday. We'll just keep on praying that when you revert your hair back, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. So when she got to the end, I just was like, no, you know what? You're good. You are good. Let's cut the blow dry. Let's just get on to the trim. Like, I just had enough. So by the time we got to that with the trimming, my hair was, I think that my hair ended up being, let me just sit up for a bit. I'll show photos and stuff like that because I took a video of certain processes. You'll see the steam just flying everywhere and the heat and all that kind of stuff. But my hair ended up sitting, I had a shirt on, it kept sitting like kind of right here. And then I got it cut. So she did the trim was fine. By then I was done. So not much else could have been said. I was ready to get out of there. And then we get to checking out. I think it came out to 55 or something like that. But her first thing was like, oh, 65. And I was like, no, it must have came out to 60. Anyway, she only took $5 off. anyway, what I thought I was going in with was 50. Then the person behind the desk, this really gets me. I was like, she said this exactly when I came in. This is the price that I was quoted. Oh, but you know, she doesn't really speak English. That's not my fault. And yes, she does speak English because we were talking, and her daughter's right there, and her daughter speaks English, and it was a trio conversation figuring out the price. Quoted, then I sat my butt in the chair. Had she said your hair is extremely thick or long, or it took a lot more, you know, labor, I would have been like, you know what, I understand, because whatever a deep condition thing that you thought you put in didn't do anything for us. So I could do the labor. I could have agreed to that. But because she started saying, oh, you know, she doesn't know English that well, so she's just making up numbers. No, just give me the for 55. We're going to set it at that. And as she's charging it, I was like, this to me felt grounds for no tipping. I was like, I'm not going to tip. Absolutely not. I was like, my scalp hurting. Y'all didn't even detangle my hair, and now you're giving me, you know, mess about mistakes on the pricing and all that, which I really don't believe. And then I was like, I said, it's Sunday. I just came from church. There's absolutely no way. I don't know this person's backstory. And even though I'm not like tipping like $100, I don't have all that. But I was like, you know what? Who's really at wrong? Should I really take it out on them and not give a tip? And then I was like, should I give like a tiny tip? And that felt rude too. So this is where I get that, like, how do I balance on, you know, standing up for yourself, but then also that guilt of like, well, I don't want to just do nothing. Like, I didn't want that to sit on my conscience. Whatever. So I still gave a tip, but then I walked out of there and I was like, I was so fuming. I was so annoyed and so upset because I was like, after all of that, and I was like, this is really what you get for trying to cut corners. Now, I should have just took my butt into the city, went all the way up to Eddie Jr.'s, got my hair trimmed. I would have been fine. I could have literally just waited until that Monday, but I felt like I had to get my hair done on Sunday. I wanted to get it done in time. Because I had a bunch of stuff to do that week. It just reminded me, just don't cut corners. You know, if you trying to find a way, like, there's a happy medium. The happy medium was to still go to the city and get my hair done at a place that was reputable, that I really liked, but I wasn't breaking the bank. I should have done that. But you live and you learn, and I take it as closure. I will never go to that salon again. We're done. I did get what I wanted out of it, which was a trim. My hair did revert back. I had, like, I never straightened it from there. What I did is that I just used the blowout. I love to just use my hair blowout because it's big and long and fluffy and all that. And I don't need pin straight anymore. That's for my relaxer days. I don't need that anymore. That's not why I have my hair like this. It's not why I stopped getting relaxers, to have that look again. I don't feel like I need that. Will I get it cut more often? I've said that I would. I'm at the, that was August. November. It's been like 3 months or so. Maybe in January, maybe I'll do like a 6-month trim type thing. I'm not sure. I'm like, oh, I'm just so stingy with my hair. I'm like, I don't feel like I need it. But I did notice when I would straighten my hair, I straighten my hair maybe like twice a year or so. The last time I had straightened it, which was sometime earlier that year or this year, if you can't get your hands to the ends, that's when you know you need to get a trim. And that's what was happening. It's like I would have my hair straight and then it was like, not matted, but it would just, you know, y'all know, it would just like stick together. So I was like, that, you got to get that off. Like that's just unhealthy. Maybe we'll try to do twice a year. Twice a year is what really you should be doing. No, you probably should be doing more than that, like 3 or 4 times a year, but let's work our way up. But anyway, so yeah, I highly recommend going to Eddie Jr.'s salon. I think they're great. I will probably be back there at some point to get my hair trimmed. I've always enjoyed going to them the few times that I've been. If you go into the salon and you're natural, you need to speak up and to say what you want. Because otherwise, you're going to end up like me and be annoyed and upset. And that really gets us nowhere. So thanks, and I will see you guys in the next one.